It's all about money, lies, fake love, pretense. Oh, fella, you gotta wake up. Awake your sanity. She got no love for you. She got no love for you. He is so gullible.
Morning, Derek.
They really don't care. They're after his money.
Solo extra, good morning. Ewangere nonvuddeyo leeti bantu bange. Otota holidays tunyuma, omwana yakoze akakomera wuuyo. Naye tuuse ku main road. But you guys, I hope you're doing well today morning, 28th. Tuzalina kumeka okumalako omwaka. Tuzalina ku ntono nnyo. Emubuuza ko twale out tonight. I need a reply.
Girl, give me a chance, I'll blow your mind. Say what I saw, show you ya.
Excuse me, posing when Anana, when Jaka, I need a man that can love me. Love is a sovereignty. I take a bulana fancy. We're sorting it, we're loading it. We're down for no wrong calling it. It's not the way, give me what you need, boy,
Good morning, my people. I hope you're doing well. Today is 28th December 2023. Umwaka gugenda, and today is day 3 of reflection and planning. We are reflecting on 2023. We are planning for 2024. JK, 12 nuggets of wisdom for 2024. Lessons you learned from 2023 because to about the gulu. Yeah, what should we take forward in 2024? Asraf, good morning. Isaac, good morning. Abby, good morning. Buddy, good morning. Charles Walusimbi, good morning. Cosmas, good morning. Clark Rim, good morning. Harbat, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. Yeah. Kanyongere nkire ingina akarabirwamu kano. Wipe nkosa za Bosch. Yeah, but I hope you guys are doing well. It's a dark day. It seems like it's going to rain. Actually, the Samsung phone sees clearer than my glasses. Hey, it sees clearer than my glasses. Yeah, wajirabe chiro. Oli mumanzali we yagazi JK. So I find that Bombo Road is actually the industrial road of Uganda. There are so many factories on this road. So many factories. People will go to a factory. So today I'm going to be telling you about the inspection we did yesterday. It was a pending inspection we did on 24th. On 24th we went and looked at it was 24th. On 24th we went and we went to bonds. We looked at ISTs on 24th, but we were not able to pay, first of all because it was the 24th, and remember I had told you that 24th wasn't the day to buy a car in the bond. Yeah, and then we came back yesterday and we ended up partly paying for an IST 2010. The pictures I shared, we bought it at 34 million. I find that it was the best offer. There's not so many ISTs, by the way, in the bonds. The 2010 models, there are not so many. The ones that are there are very expensive also. We managed to get one at 34. The gentleman that we inspected the car with and for already had someone get him an IST from one of the bonds. And you know, the ISTs 2008 and 2010 models almost look closely like they are the same, but they are different. You'd have to look at both of them for you to differentiate. Bobate Wegendereza, you might buy a 2008 model IST thinking it's a 2010. And then there are also 2008 model ISTs that look like 2010 models. Now someone would ask, how does that happen? It happens that in 2008 they start producing the new model, the new trim of the IST, and then it goes up to 2000. It goes through 2010 while they are still producing the older trim of the IST, which is supposed to be the 2006 to 2008. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So in 2010 there is still a 2008 model, but one that looks like a 2010. So we looked at all of those, and there is one that we all liked. The problem was that it did not have a push to start button. It was a 2008, but it looked exactly like the 2010 we bought. It was grey. It checked all the boxes. The only box it did not check was that it wasn't a push to start car. Then there was one that the buyer liked, but it had a very high mileage of about 110 kilometers, 110,000. That's a high mileage though. Ngate zisinga zitwali twazadeke mitwalo mukaga, mitwalo musanvu, mitwalo etano, okitegeera. So and the one we liked, we didn't have a push to start, had 80,000 kilometers, which is realistic for a 2008 model, but it didn't have a push to start button, so we ended up not buying that one. We ended up buying one that had, was it 57,000 kilometers. Omusajja yatandikira eri waggulu 38, tukuwa 3, mpa 36, tukuwa 3, mpa 35, etumaliriza nga tumuwa 33 ng'aziganye. He ended up at 334 million. I find it to be fair because there are others that we saw that were also nice, but then the owners were saying 36 million. So we ended up buying the one of 34 million. Now, I find that some brokers are going to start hating me. Like the lady she was a lady, the broker that had gotten this gentleman the 2008 IST. Now, there are things that people totally ignore, and one of them is what the person wants. This gentleman wanted a 2010 IST. He was specific. He wants a 2010 model IST. This lady kept showing him the 2008 IST because he wasn't really cautious about seeing which model it was. And when we saw that it was a 2008, but of course these cars have a difference. Majority of the 2008 models have the old 1NZ engine. The 2010 model ISTs have the new 1NZ engine. Now, the new 1NZ engine is even better on fuel. It's much more silent. It's a much better car, generally. The older one is also not bad, but right now, if you can afford to buy the new 1NZ engine, I definitely recommend that you buy that one. Which take it. Yeah. So, omukyala bambi yabadde alaba nga nze ate ow'empisa embi. Ne mulekera omuntu we amukonvisingi bw'aba asobola okutwala emmoloka akola ki? Agitwala aleme kuntwala nga muntu wa mutima mubi. But it's important that the reason why you guys give me pre-purchase inspection is to make sure that you get exactly what you want. And if you don't take what you want, for it to be justifiable why you're taking what you don't want. Now, the 2008 model IST was being sold to this person at 32 million. We added 2 million and got a 2010 model. Now, I don't know. I don't have a picture of it. When we go to pick our IST, I'll take a picture of the 2008 model IST and I'll take a picture of the 2010 model IST. Just the front. Model kezo zibuzabuza. Nange, even me, I would have to look at them closely together. First of all, the 2008 model IST is smaller than the 2010 model IST. What they did is they got the old model of the IST. They changed a little bit of the front, yeah, and then voila, that was the 2008 model IST. The 2008 model IST is smaller than the 2010 model IST. So you see, there are so many differences that when a person buys a 2008 model IST thinking it's a 2010 model IST, they will definitely get angry with whoever helped them buy that car. Which take it. Sometimes I really wish also everyone to make money, but Chiba atesi chirunji. So but anyway, 34 was a little bit out of our budget. This person's budget was 32 million. And initially I didn't even know the budget because he already had options, so the goal was to check for options. But normally I like to keep my options open again. So before we went to this lady's IST, it was on 24th, it was in the afternoon after the graduation of Platos. So what we did, we first drove. The IST we bought yesterday, we saw it on 24th. But I did not give it time because this gentleman was saying 38 million and I knew that our budget was not going to go up to 38 million. You get it? So I did not even negotiate or anything because, so we looked at that and then went there are some ISTs we saw at what's this bond? But there's this bond before Spear Motors. Very good bond, but the IST they showed us was very, very bad. Yali mvundu. Which take it. The number is 2010, but in mvundu. So then we went and saw the IST we eventually bought yesterday, and then we went and saw only one option that lady had in Uganda. So yesterday, the lady, this is normally why I tell people, tosibanga ku motoka, don't deposit on a car. So this lady on 24th was telling this gentleman to put deposit on this car, and she was telling him that on Monday they were bringing new cars, and among the cars they were bringing there were ISTs among them. You get now. I told this gentleman, your money is your power. Your money is your power. Before you let go of your money, you have power over it. After you let go of your money, you don't have power over it. The person that has your money has power over it. You get. So I told them not to deposit. So the lady was saying, oh, agenda batwa. I told her, you know what? The good thing is you guys are bringing new cars on Monday. We'll come back and pick out the best. So why are we depositing on this car if you're bringing other good cars? Indeed, what I predicted was true. They did not have other cars yesterday. They had another ISC that was brought, but it was bad. It was really terrible. So it was worse than the one we saw on 24th. So ngedi rusted ne wansi. So we left that one, went back to the other one, only to get to the one we saw on 24th, and it was a 2008 model. You get. So normally I tell you, never ogenda mu bond, never got to genda kutikula next week. Sibako to siba ku motoka. Emotoka yoka josibangako, ye motoka ngo ogisimye. Because ngabo but these guys how they tell you to genda kutikula next week ne batatikula. There are chances that you will like a car and not find it tomorrow. Yes, the chances are so high. So if you find a car and you really like it, jisibeko. Nebo oba tojagadde togisibako. Ate gisibeko ngo ochimanya I'm coming back tomorrow to pay. If you're expecting money, simply expecting money, don't deposit on a car. Deposit on a car knowing that you know what? Sentence ina na account jeziriko ya check at a branch in Zikali. Which take it. Like yesterday what happened with the car we paid for. This gentleman transferred money from one of his accounts to another. All the money to buy this car. But now, you guys, if you didn't know, there is a policy with Bank of Uganda. All banks, if you deposit money that has never gone through your account, nga sente nyingi, bank esoka zikwata, you first show them the proof of source. Where did your money come from? So this gentleman account gyatadeko yayitefunangako millions ziwera 3 n'agisako million 3.5 kitegeera. So yagenda okujjayo sente nga bazikutte ne bamugamba tulage proof. So he has to go to his other bank to get like the proof of where he got the money from, and then they release the money. So that's how we did not take the car yesterday. So under circumstances like that, but if you're simply expecting money, salary, it's a loan that is going to be approved. You're joining money with a friend of yours, with a boyfriend or girlfriend. The money you deposit on a car is non-refundable. If they refund, they only refund a percentage of it. Because someone will say, you hoodwinked us. We did not sell our car to another person. So how are you paying for that? You get. So the only time you should deposit on a car is if you have really liked the car and you're sure you're going to come back and take that car. If you're not going to take the car, that money is gone. Watch take it. Love Tesasura rent. Atete gula Benz. Yeah, good morning, Semusu. Good morning to Sime. Good morning, Moses Hit. BTTV, good morning. Why are they highly priced like that? Are the ISTs the new Romeo? I think the ISTs, actually, Chris Fitness, the ISTs have been bought higher than that before. Like Gideon, it's between 38 and Anamutano, somewhere there. I don't remember what Gideon said. Then I remember him saying last week that there are chances that he overpaid for his IST. But now the thing happens is if you go to a bond, no talamuza, because majority of the time people go to buy cars when they really love the cars. So omuntu agala enye moroka, chances are high tajja kubagaininga. So if you don't bargain, they say 38 because you're excited, you say 37. Katabe moroka jibari guzise million asatu mwenya bojugula asatu mwomusanvu okitegeera. So it's possible that Gideon teyabagaininga nnyo oba si kyekyo nga the broker that took him ye already obanga kisoboka okubanga akaseereko ISTs bali baziseera okitegeera. It's totally possible because you need to understand sente zetwasasudde kuliko ne sente z'ababroka emitwalo 5 by the way, because your bond sife twagirabira it's deep. There are cars when you're looking for a specific car, it's specific people that know where that car is. So the Indian was honest enough to tell us kuliko emitwalo 5 g'ababroka kweje million 3.4 n'atugamba mwe mupasa 3.5 mutese n'ababroka okitegeera. Mumpe million yagaye mumpe million 3.3 mumtesi n'ababroka. And literally it's always the same. If the brokers are going to receive 500,000 from the Indian, what makes you think they are going to deduct for you? So it's possible that the ISTs were highly priced then than now. And there are chances that Rumians are going to go a little lower than that. Which take it. Good morning, Deep in Coffee. Balvitz, good morning. Gaetano, good morning. Bashir Mkaras, good morning. Yeah, so that's how the inspection yesterday went. But you guys, but I realized the IST is one of the hardest cars to spot. The years. The 2008, 2010 are totally different. But you'd have to be very careful for you to spot the differences. The 2010 IST is much better than the 2008. But you can easily buy 2008. But they are the same. You should only care about fuel consumption. And majority of the time, people think that when someone is buying a car, they are only caring about fuel consumption. There are people that never even calculate the fuel consumed. There are people that you'd ask them, I've been asking people, by the way. I find a random person who moves a kilometer. So sometimes they will be doing you tenywa emotoka eno ne bwoba otunda ncha sente zo bazikuweerawo. Yes, bazimpeerawo, but is it the model I want? It's important. Kati omuntu bwoba n'omuguza emotoka etali model gy'ayagala, justify it. You better be able to justify it. And also sometimes people have their money. Me, one thing I've realized about you, my followers, you guys be having money, nemuni meeting omuntu ne budget. Of course, now this lady, they did not have a 2010 model car in the bond. They only had 2008 models. You can imagine omuntu yaza anonya IST. She even told him amuguze Nissan X-Trail ku million asatu mu bbiri. Okitegeera nti simanyi kirabika ababroka bano abamu bati bavugangana ku motoka nga tebamanyi experience ya motoka. Omuntu yenna ayina akusuggestingira okuguza X-Trail, either takwagaliza oba tagulanga ku motoka oba tavuganga ku motoka oba talina bantu bamanyi bavuga motoka. Nissan X-Trail is one of the worst cars you can buy. I don't know about the newer models, but those models is ezikeyo. I've had stories. If you have been to my TikTok, guys, you would see people complaining about Nissan X-Trails. My uncle bought it 90 million. He sold it 25 mutami. You can imagine someone buying a car na akola loss ya million in kaga. Ngate sinkaga zokka. Etandika okufa. He invests money trying to make it better. It fails, then he sells it at a loss of 60 plus the money he used to try and make it better. So there are cars that you should never even think of buying. Muleka bata following for the love of cars bagulebye moroka byabo. Actually, instead of buying a Nissan X-Trail, you would rather buy a Mazda CX-5, because at least Mazda CX-5s have been proven to be durable in other countries. There is no place I've read that a Nissan X-Trail is reliable, that a Nissan X-Trail is easy to keep on the road. There is no place where I've read it. There's actually someone I know, we helped them buy a Primo some time back, and now this person, the Primo, it was a UBC if you remember. Now this person had a Nissan X-Trail. He told me he's selling, and then he told me he was selling 20 million. Then I know a broker that buys those cars. Najja na ngana kwa 13. Ngai nawe gana okujja ebiyenge maaso. Ngemoroke mukutte. Okitegera kale mumpe 18 ina gana kwa 13. Okitegera because it's an X-Trail. You can imagine someone can buy their car 30 million. It's one of those latest models of the Nissan X-Trail. You buy your car 32 million and you reach to sell. Gechari na namugulia kwa more than half, less than half the money you bought it. Echo X-Trail echo chinzo bachifuddawo chino. Chinzo bachifudde. And by the way, guys, instead of buying a Nissan X-Trail, they're like they're alternatives. You can buy a Kruger. The Kruger looks exactly like the X-Trail. Yes, it's much more expensive, but it's also much more reliable. It's much more easier to keep on the road. Now, there are people that will say Nissan X-Trail doesn't consume fuel. Yes, it doesn't consume fuel. The money you save in fuel is meant to fix it. After overtake that Kayongeza. Bashiri, oyogedde ndoza nange chindi mbirowoozo. Kayongeza kambera kati amaso bwe kafa. There are actually jokes that my mechanic makes, but tusanga Nissan X-Trail ngetuli maso ngatuga neka kati Nissan X-Trail wefa. Tujiyise kana Kayongeza bwe kafa. And then there has been this debate on my TikTok of people saying, oh, Nyongeza bumotoka bulungi. You guys, never buy Nyongeza. Togulange Nyongeza. It doesn't matter how tempted you may be. Togulange Nyongeza. It's not worth the money. For example, a Nyongeza is being sold at 45 million in the bond. The Town S is being sold at 55. Why not just add a 10 ma and buy a Town S? And then even when the Town S is being sold at 55, the Elf is at about 70. Buy the Elf. It does much more work, has more resale value, lives longer. Or if the Canter is cheaper, I don't know the prices of those cars, but I'm not sure. But the Canter and the Elf are within the same price range. Why buy a Town S? Which again, so some of these things katufengaba for the love of cars. Tugenda tukolera nnyo ku common sense and mathematics. Tugenda kuva ku byetwagala tuve ku love ennyingi ennyo tugende ne common sense, especially when you're buying a commercial car, which tegeera. Yeah, So anyway, today is day 3 of reflection and planning. JK, we are planning for 2024. What are some of the lessons you can give us? Then also, what are some of the things that you have learned? Okay, yes. And then the other people, if you did not share your nuggets of knowledge yesterday, share your lessons today, so that as we reflect on 2023, we can plan for 2024 with better knowledge. Chiba chikulu nyo 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 nyo, so that we don't get into the new year too many. First things first, guys, I hope you remembered to start writing down your goals and targets of 2024. Kakorola mukana kakorola tu. Kati kakorola tu ojiraba etuli maso ya milioni nga 5. Nengo yinzo jigula ne kusatu kitundu engeri jera bikobu biye. Ba bode yayo sinungi. Ne mama osobola okasanga yingi ni pya nakugamba ayagala milioni mmeka. Sebo no wakakorola twaganya obwenyongezo muyisa. Kati onzo wakakorola tu obato muyisiza zo mpisa otya. Oba weeyita ki. So Corolla tweyo is a very good car. Kalimu yingini yemu ne yakosa. But it's a very good car. Tekanywa kati boboka sana kana kali ngomine nga kasatu kitundu nya kali. Satu kitundu nya. Naye wokasanga oli akakoze bode yako bulungi ayinza okukaguza milioni 5. It's totally worth its money. Because kati sawa eno moroka ya milioni 5 namuna yote kyalabi. Kitegeera. It's a good car kako yakasako omudumu emabega. Kitegeera. Kako, it's even one door. It even has sport rims for the guys that are low. Kafu ingini yiye fu wa kanywa oil. Nekatako, you buy it and buy a new engine of about 2.5. Kati kukamugulake milioni nga 2 kitundu notekamu engine ya 2 kitundu nekaba kakagwedde mu milioni 5. Ukitegera muna abo tugatta math when you're buying old cars ebyo nabyo no bibala. Because sometimes if you have 5 million, instead of buying a car at 5 million in an ayonfu, I would rather buy this one at 2.5 or 3 million, buy a new engine at 2.5, you can double pia. But this one, it consumes oil like it was sent to consume oil. All that is oil, by the way. Oil na oil, awunya no kuunya. Those engines can you don't overhaul those engines. But shit, chikumi elinga mu million nga 10. Elinga mu milioni 10 enungi. But right now, why are you buying a chikumi of 10 million? That's old technology. Bokasanga million musanvu hizo kafuna ndeka jja kuba kalungi. Those chikumi are one of they are overpriced and drive that because they're literally the same car. And then for you to get a chikumi super, car at least gulaka na akamoro ka akayingireko. That's an Oppa. Now that's like 10-11 million. That Oppa. Now that Oppa has the same engine as the Primo new model. Very good car. It's also comfortable. People used to tell people that karimu rukumbitano kama sisi rukumu runana. The good thing is that it's VVTi. So instead of buying chikumi, I'd rather you buy that one, that Oppa. Because it's already for a million kumi name. Depending, of course, there are not so many, so availability. There's the price also is subject to availability because you can move around. Ne kubula no sanga nga atajira jitu na million nga 12. So it's subject to availability. But instead of buying a chikumi, you'd rather buy the Oppa, which take it. I like the Oppa though. I like it. It has a big boot. It's really comfortable in there. It looks exotic as well. So me, I would buy the Oppa, by the way. I'd definitely buy the Oppa. So chikumi jire kokujango chisanza million nga musanvu. Which take it. Obo chisanza million nga musanvu, it would make sense. Good morning, Nicole. How are you, my brother? Travel Life Vlog, how are you? Brian Wanyama, good morning. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. So today is day 3 of reflection and planning. We are reflecting on 2023 and planning for 2024. I think that if there is one thing that I learned in 2023 is 2023, also in 2024, 2022. Follow my gut. Majority of the times your gut is right. Katulabe yo opa si nungi nnyo, body yayo si nungi nnyo, so yoyinza omusanga agiguza miliyoni nga 19 kuba body yayo si mbalagavu. Era okugigula bwoti bwoba oli muntu eyeeronda kati nga jjeke bwe yeeronda nga weeronda nnyo bwotyo, eyo oba ogisooseza ku nyondo ne bagifuuwa n'omanya nti ogiguze miliyoni mwena n'ogiteekamu emitwalo nga 7 ne bagifuuwa neggwera mu miliyoni 10. Kitegeera n'ovuga emmolokayo. Arthur, would you buy a Toyota Caldina UAL at 10 million? I would not. Travel Life Vlog. I would not buy a Caldina at 10 million. It doesn't matter how new it is. It doesn't matter how well kept it was. 10 million shillings is too much for a Caldina. It doesn't even matter. Okuja konga yeno model remove VVTI. That's a lot of money for a Caldina. And trust me, I drove a Caldina for some time. Joseph Bali, good morning. Access News. Arthur, in 2023, I learned your circle determines your mindset and your worth. And no one cares about what you're going through as long as you're able to provide for them. True, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Actually, I think someone yesterday said that he learned that his wife is his best friend. If it's about caring what you're going through, I think the only person that cares what you're going through would be your wife. Partly also because it also affects them. If you're going through a tough time, they're definitely also going through a tough time. Even your children don't give a damn. Because they're your children. You're meant to provide for them. You get. So, but it's totally true. Access News, your circle determines your mindset. Yeah, because wobera mbanga enfuna yabwe ya miliyoni emu mitwala 5 ogenda kubanga nawo olowolezaawo. You can't think beyond getting more than 1 million. You can't think of big things. Actually, for me, I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong group. I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong group. If I can't afford to attract or to be around the people that inspire me, I'd rather be alone. That's the one thing that I thought out for myself, because I find that alone my dreams are limitless. But when you're with people that have never dreamt beyond 500,000, people that think obudala bwa chapati we bukobuli mu sente, now ogenda kutandika kulowoleza obudala bwa chapati. Not that obudala bwa chapati bubi, but I'm just saying, even if you have 10 million and you're around people that think budala bwa chapati is what makes money, you're going to use all the 10 million to make multiple budala bwa chapati. Because that's the only thing your circles are thinking of. If you're around people that only think about borders as a business, nebona bane million 5 bajja kugagula mu border 10 because the border ya million 5. So your circle is very important. Olina okugezaako ennyo no to be around people that dream the things you want to dream, to see things in your way. Probably be around people that challenge you, people that see things better than you even. I don't surround myself with people that don't inspire me. Even when you inspire me, if I come around you and then I realize that ate kati ndoto kusinga gwe kati nga musako zange era nkujjamu because obogenda tandika kundiscouraginga. And by the way, there are people that will discourage you only because they don't want you to get better than them. So you also need to know that when it comes to discouraging, they are discouraging you only because they want you to give up so that they pursue. There is someone that discouraged me on something some time ago. Of course, yampa alternative nenkolera. Nera alternative gye yampa naye yayitagisobola. So nenjikuba nenkolera. Later on, ate kye yaŋŋamba nti tekikola ye n'atandika okukikola. Nekimukolera. Okitegeera. So it's important that you learn to also think for yourself. It doesn't matter what group of people you're with. You know, when you're dropping about Dambi, nali mujeko. Yangambye bambi chali wange mulwadde So the doctors told him he doesn't have muscles now. Taina misuwa. So they need him to start lifting again. Nali namujjako budambero bwe. Nganze mbositula kubanza ebyuma byagala nnyo. So now I'm going to be forced to buy my own dumbbells now. Nina budambero bwe natwala ku office naye butono nnyo kati. Kaliba yange isitula dumbbell nene. So let me just call him and tell him I'm outside so that he comes to pick the dumbbells. Yeah, but good morning, people. So okay, mwenjoyinge kavyako. Hello, what's it? Anyone aware? Jeke, Dr. Daniel akambye. Good morning, Daniel. Agambye share your 5-year plan to pay. Tufune inspiration kale. BTTV is saying, as a married man, honesty and transparency in finances with your partner is very important. Started being honest with my wife completely. We don't have that money of Kameza because we plan together. It's the same thing I do with Mama Aban. Me, I told you, Mama Aban, waba agala sente kwa account yange, agenda bugenzi najjayo. Nange wemanja agala sente kwa account ye, ngenda bugenzi nenkola ki. I find that it's very empowering. So Mulida BTTV Bagambi that as a married man, it's important that you are honest with your partner. Tell you akugamba zino zange zirizi so, because whenever your money is your money, kati omukazi naye agenda kwagala okukumira kinga. Naye kati if your wife knows or if your partner knows, that this is what we have, you will plan better. Tajja kwagala kukeusha. Travel Life Logaga Arthur, the challenges we face, people who don't stay in Uganda, people closer to us don't care. All they need is money. Man, you guys that are not in Uganda, sometimes in Basasida, no Basasida. Do you know why? Because you guys are already outside Uganda. Everybody thinks you're there. You're also struggling like us. It's just that your money is a little bit more than us. Abamu ne sente zebakula ntono kuzabali e Kampala. Nenga atera babanyigiriza. I think the other thing that I've also realized, the people that are in Uganda, when they have a relative that is abroad, if the relative abroad starts giving them money, they even get lazy. Abamu n'ebyokukola babivaako ne batandika kulunda sente z'oli zaaweereza. Abamu ebyokukola babiviirako ddala. They start waiting for the money that the relative abroad is sending them, which is not a very good thing. Sometimes I find that people that are abroad, when you go abroad, it's change your number. Family. If you left a family in Kampala, you have no choice, of course. You have to keep in touch with them, provide for them. But then the other people that are going to keep crying for you, how they have problems and all that. I don't know how you deal with those people. I think personally, I've tried to give myself a distance with so many relatives. The only person that asks me for money as she wants a jaja wangi. Atena na ya ina limit. Achimanya I'm a hustler. So I think it's also that has to do with the boundaries you create. BTTV, our savings have increased since we started respecting the principles of honesty in finance. My wife abolished the Kameza money because we now plan together and God has been faithful. Let's learn that. BTTV, it takes time for people to learn that. Me, I already learned a long time ago. We know which money is coming in, we know which money is going out. And we are happier. As a couple, you'll be much more happier. Because if you're not open about it, then now your partner is going to start thinking, number bidi, and stuff like that. And you don't want them to start thinking that. Chris Fitness, success in 2024 will start with writing your goals and then aggressively pursue them. The idea of also having daily income goal, which gives you the monthly income goal, is important. And what Chris Fitness is saying is totally true. That's why I kept my Corolla. Kakapeyo to sente to a camper. Katena koka sigarewo. So it's important that first of all you write your goals, because if you write your goals, you know where you're going, and then you work tirelessly to make sure that you pursue them. Steve Barros, good morning. Lero waise kawala muna inaku zino mpite eno bwenti tewali chimpiseri ngeno nayo wali free. And majority, the reason why I don't actually use this route most of the time is because I have to take the urbans to school. But when the urbans are not going to school, this is a very good route. Bridget Kakai, good morning. The holidays are not bad. I find that I'm not rested very well. I need to find a day I'd actually sleep enough. But again, even tomorrow I may not be able to sleep. So tomorrow, but I'll sleep on Saturday. I'll definitely sleep on Saturday. But now mochirabete chibadde ready ansanze wano nga nyina okumalayo era mmazeeyo ne kati kano kajja nemwe nkuberayo kegenda okuyiika. Whenever I'm confused, I listen to Jim Rohn audios. I've got a lot on goal settings. Yeah, I listened during the lockdown. I listened to a lot of Jim Rohn. I also listened a lot to this guy Wamwitani. But Jim Rohn is very good on personal development. Jim Rohn is very good on personal development. It's but overall, I think I stopped listening a lot to motivational videos. I listen once in a while, but during 2020 lockdown, I used to run and walk a long distance because we were literally doing nothing. And during that time, I listened to a lot of motivational tapes, and they were very helpful in helping me find a direction and deciding on key things in my life. And I can say that if you have not listened to any motivational tapes and you're still struggling, this is your time to start now. because they help you see a different perspective. Yes, motivational speakers can misguide and all, but then what is a motivational speeches? You pick out what's good for you and you ignore what is not good for you. Which take it. How much is motor third party and is it, how is it paid? I think that's but motor third party goes from 69, between 69 up to 80, depending on which car you're driving. Yeah, you pay via mobile money. Mobile money will tell you how much you have to pay for your car. You go star 185 blah blah blah, go to I think insurance, motor third party and all that, and then you pay. David Agamba, morning Arthur. For me, I got an accident in April during Easter season and I totally lost the whole knee, but my wife knows how to run my finances well as I'm planning to drive again. Sorry about that, David. Sorry, man. Sorry, but I'm thinking, David, that now you see why it's important to treat your partner very well. Sorry about that. What kind of accident was that? It seems to have been a serious accident, David. How much is motor third party? I've already told you, Bobo. It's a year. It's annual. Hey, David, quick recovery, man. What did they do for the knee? Did they put a metal in there? What did they do for your knee? Yesterday we were with this Nissan Almera. You remember, guys? So yesterday Nissan Almera. Good morning once again. I can't forget to thank you, Arthur, for this broadcast, because I have learned a lot about car experience, double income, and do what you manage. Don't care about other people. I mean, a party. I think this is a very valuable lesson for everyone. And then you know, I was talking to people while we were doing inspection, and I was telling them, guy, as long as the car serves my purpose, I don't. I used to have that. Maybe it will come back as I make more money. But right now, if a car serves my purpose, if a car won't die on me on the road, if my kids are fine with the car, because my kids have no option, they have to be fine with whatever car daddy brings home. Serondira mu moroka. Okitegeera. Serondira mu moroka. Bobo, you pay via mobile money, then go to a place where they give you stickers. So I'm glad that, Paddy, you have also learned that. I've learned that in life, the people that care what the kind of house you live in, the people that care what car you drive, are normally the people that want you to not be better than them. Those are the people that care. I remember when because I know there are people that watch this broadcast that will take back this thing. But majority of the time, if a person cares what car you drive, they are deeply hoping that your car is not better than them, even when you get it. Either the moment you get a car that is really good, they'll go ahead and buy a better car. So the people that care what kind of house, majority of them, of course, are very genuine. But the people that really care about you, that really want you to go forward, they will not be asking I found that the people that genuinely care about me, they never asked me a plot was wagula yenkanetya. It's the abantu abatera okuba ne foto abatera okubibuuza ebyo. ebisenge kati bya futi mmeka okitegeera. Like there are things I would not go into personally. Omutayinza kuŋŋamba muto wange tayinza kujja naŋŋamba Arthur nazimba ennyumba nemuga wazimba ebisenge emeka, buli kisenge kya futi mmeka, olukubu lwa futi mmeka, mulimu ebinaabiro bimeka, okitegeera. I would wait to see what they have built, because whatever they built is what they were I deep in coffee. I don't think he can make any mistake, because you buy third party mobile money, they'll ask you for a number plate, you'll put the number plate, they'll tell you how much you pay, and then you take the sticker to a petrol station. Which take it. Because at our petrol station, there are chances they are going to charge him extra. They'll tell him to give them cash, which means they'll even charge him more. Because bagenda moja kechiburoka. Which take it up. Mobile money doesn't make a mistake deep in coffee. Viola chichi. Message lwaki ogijjayo. By the way, Bobo, don't drive a car that has no third party. Buy the third party and have a message on your phone before you buy the sticker. Even before you buy a sticker, as long as you have valid third party, that's still the government cares for. The government only cares about its taxes. Which take your petrol say by tax soro. But whether it's Samikono. Waliwo petrol station ezimu zenda bai ngazizo zino kumanya ati ba boda bagenda okuba ba customer abaabwe ng'ab'emmoloka tebajja kukyamayo, era nga bw'oba okikoze bw'oti targetingirawo borders obakwate na bulungi nnyo kuba be ba customer abo, okitegeera.
He is so gullible. They've got cold hearts. They really don't care. They're after.
Good morning, Viola. It's never about love. It's all about money, lies, fake love, pretense. Ha! Oh, fella, you gotta wake up. Awake your sanity. She got no love for you. She got no love for you.
He is so gullible.
Joshua, chechiriwo man.
She's got a cold heart. It's not about love. She's after his money.
It's never about love. It's all about money, lies, fake love, pretense. Ha! Oh, fella, you gotta wake up. Awake your sanity. She got no love for you.
Lero kamba iseke walala.
She got no love for
We're
you.
going to take this route bano gye bakkirira. Kanje tuva tuyita. Eri twayiseeyo mu maaso. Kati lero katuyite wano.
They really don't care.
So that's tulambula.
They're after his money.
So guys, today is day 3 of reflection and planning. We are reflecting on 2023 and planning for 2024. Yes. So people are sharing what they have learned in 2023. Arthur, slightly away from the topic. Did you see the Pajero that got accident and killed a whole family in Kapchora or Brexfield? What could have led to this? It wasn't a Pajero. It was a Prado. It was a Prado. It wasn't a Pajero. It was a Prado. Okay, this is what I think about that accident. There are so many possibilities. With the Prado that killed the family, there's a possibility that actually the brakes failed. Okay? But now, looking at the fact that that the car hasn't actually been analyzed, because we all know what happens after accidents. There's not really that much analysis done for those cars. So, but looking at the facts, this is what I think. I'm going to try and give you the scenarios that I think. This is what I think could have happened. You look at one. Since this person was going far, there is a possibility that these brakes were worked on, and the rear brakes were over tightened. were over tightened, and that could have led to the brakes to jam. That's one option. And then this person panicked, because I cannot put the entire blame on the brakes. There are chances that this person was over speeding, the brakes jammed, na panicking. Because brakes was jamming, at a very low speed and the brakes jam, you panic. Now, when you're going at a low speed and the rear brakes jam, normally the car will stop. There are chances that you will panic because the brakes will jam, that's the first scenario. The second scenario esobola okuba emmotoka yennyini esudde brakes ez'omu maaso. Bw'esula brakes ez'omu maaso, enguudo ezitera okuba ne buhamps obutalabika, oli n'apanika nga alabye hamps, bw'apanikinga n'ayuuga. Mukiraba emmotoka yange kyekola okwe bayita okuyuuga. Mu kuyuuga nga bwe yagambye, it hit the guardrails on the road. The car would hit the guardrails. In hitting the guardrails, the guy would panic a little more, and then before you know it, the car can overturn. And by the way, majority of the times when the cars overturn, they overturn because of panic. Cars don't overturn because they were meant to overturn or something wrong happened with the car. They overturn because we panic. That's why normally they tell you that don't panic when you're driving, first calm down. And I've told you time and again, if your car fails to brake or you see an accident forward, don't panic. The first thing you do, that's why these automatic cars and CVTs, they have extra gears. Like my Vitz has a gear B on the even the ISTs, even the wishes, they have the gear B. Which take it. The B is supposed to be the engine brake. So if the car fails to brake, the first thing you should do is move to gear B. It will give the engine braking power and it will reduce the speed. Watch it. To panicking, majority of the time I've seen people panic a lot of times. Me, I've lost braking power before. And the first thing, that's one of the reasons why I like manual cars. Because with the manual car, it's very easy. Braking, and when you panic and take the foot off the accelerator, the car will turn off. Because that's how manual cars are made. But the thing with automatic cars is that when you panic, majority of the time, abantu ba panicking, emmotoka yesigala egenda. Terekera awo tekola ki, esigala ekola ki? Esigala egenda. So this is what I think, you guys. I think this guy was over speeding, like most guys that drive Prados. Emmotoka nze nalete teyabadde Pajero, yabadde Prado. And for your information, guys, Mitsubishi is much more stable on the road than Toyota. Mitsubishi cars are much more stable on the road than Toyotas. There's something about them that is not with Toyotas. Because I've never seen an accident that involves a Mitsubishi overturning. I have never. And I think that the only reason that government gave up on Mitsubishis was that Mitsubishi cars Mitsubishis were expensive to maintain. And they're not really reliable. But the Mitsubishis rarely overturn. Again, and those Prados are actually like that. They overturn a lot. But majority of the time, they don't really overturn because they were meant to overturn. Those cars overturn because of panic. People panic. So it's important for you to always remember that as you're driving, it doesn't matter what car it is. Don't panic. Hold the steering straight. Because I realize even the guys that teach defensive driving, the things they teach you are common sense majority of the time. It's just that now the people, if you're going to be driving, people they'll need a defensive driving certificate and all that. Majority of the time the things they teach you are common sense. Braking power. Braking power. Don't panic. Kwata steering ojinyweze. Look in the side mirrors. Tunula maso watu wali moroka jogenda kutomele moroka jireke gende ya ukapa kabwene elekera awo. There are times I've seen ng'omuntu andi maaso, for example, let me just put the windows down so that I turn off the engine. The person that was in front of me, for example, the person in front of me, ngangenda mutomera, but I don't brake immediately. What you do is you look in the side mirrors, and if there is no car this way, or if you look forward ngateri moroke just turn off, obenge moroka itogitebeddemu, and then find safe parking. Ukitegera kuba bw'onoosiba obusibi omuntu akuli emabete yajja kutomera, ate bwana akutomera naawe omaaso gobali tuyagala kutomera naawe omutomere. Majority of the times that's how accidents actually come. Nti omuntu ajja moroka neegaana okusiba n'apanikinga, mu kupanikinga n'asiba, bw'asiba ono n'amukuba. And most of the times you see those lorries, the lorries don't bring the accidents where multiple cars knock themselves. It's not the fault is not of the lorry drivers. The fault is of the person gwebaasa also okutomera. Abeda kusimu, because most of you guys that drive small cars, you're on phone majority of the time. So kati omuntu abeda kusimu ne yekange moroke muri maaso nati okugitomera n'asiba, kati agenda okusiba nga the lorry behind them is at full speed, abadde tamusuubira kukola ki kusiba, n'amwekanga n'amukuba. Okitegeera, because lorries don't just stand like that. Bwamukuba nona gwabadde yewala okumukuba naye n'agenda n'amukuba n'oyo n'akubaddako. That's normally, it's the panic. But once you learn how to maneuver those things, ojja kwesanga you really have those funny accidents. But me, this is Alisen. Oh, Amina, Alisen. So, Chris Fitness, me, I believe that car did not actually overturn because of the brakes. It overturned because this gentleman panicked. And then God rest the souls of the people that died. But I think this guy panicked. Every time you're driving a car, don't panic. Nenga, of all the things that you need to always remember, don't overspeed. It doesn't matter. Don't overspeed. Me, I believe brakes zinza nokuba tezagudde ng'ekyakyogera right now. He has to say something to take the fault away from himself. Now, I'm not trying to be heartless, but right now I believe that ekintu kyali mukole saawa eno yajja ku blame brakes zagudde. Naye it's very hard to find someone ng'avuga emmotoka egenda kapchora n'alekako brakes enkadde. Olaba nze sometimes I'm going to be doing marketing. Ngenda vuga wano nkoma lugazi nenzija ngakuba amasomero g'omu ntambuza ngenda okulaba abasomesa, and then I maintain my car full board, nenkyusa brakes, nenkola service, nenkola obukono bush zonna nenteka mumpi ngenda koma lugazi. So you can't tell me that someone is going to drive from Kampala to Kapchora and they don't maintain their car. So right now, what I believe this guy is doing is trying to push the blame away from himself. Agambe brakes is a good day, but I know he panicked. He panicked. You guys, there are times, especially the guys that drive ngabali kusimu obaba nyomya, there are times roberango nyumya ogenda okudda eno okitegeera ng'olina kyogenda okutomera oba ng'oli mu kuva ku kkubo. It's possible, but bw'ogezaako no accepting nti owaaye nalobyemu, owaaye natunuddeko ku simu, owaaye I turn to change the radio, bagenda kusiba musango gwa manslaughter oba murder. Eba manslaughter ndowooza, and that's a very big case. So ng'ate bw'ogamba brakes zaaganye, abapoliisi nabo bajja ku reporting and brakes zaaganye, omusango bagukujjeko. Okitegeera bagubuzeebuze bwe batyo. Naye tebalina ngeri gye babuzaabuza musango naye ku TV wavuddeyo n'ogamba nti owaaye natunudde bwe nti ku radio ngenda okuddanga. Okitegeera. But me, I believe majority of those accidents that happen that kill people where cars overturn, it's the first of all the recklessness of drivers. Mbabuulira ge mazima, it's recklessness. Kuba n'okusumagira ng'ovuga is recklessness. We should try as much as possible to avoid doing those things. Okitegeera. Nti no kuvuga emmotoka nga brakes ebyo kati nga brakes bwe zaagudde. He was reckless. Ovuga otya emmotoka ng'erimu family yo yonna n'otagikola brakes. Okitegeera. Actually, when ndoza tugenda tukula bukuzi, nze bwe natandika okukola, then I realized I have my entire family in the car. Nziruka ki? Let me go slow. Ntusa abantu bange bulungi gye tulaga sobola okuwangaala. Then I also realized ne bwe mba munzeka mu mmotoka njagala okusobola okuwangaala, so I'm going to drive slow nsobola okuwangaala, nsobola okuddayo ku family yange, because I realized at the end of the day when you die they will bury you and things will move on. They will bury you, things will move on. Okitegeera. So it's important for us to always remember that So Chris Fitness, me, I don't believe that it was the brakes like he says. I don't really believe that. Hello everyone, always in Kamoli, but following always. Thank you, Arthur, for everything. Wish you everyone a happy and joyous new year 2024. Thank you, Dorothy. Kambesije, good morning. Lucky Mose, good morning. Happy New Year to you too. Council Patrick, good morning. Dorothy, I have learned that I don't have to use all the money I have on the account to buy a car. I've learned to do a lot of math vis-a-vis my desires. Very true. Very, very, very true. Africa Carota, good morning. Namato Viola, oh, Yangambe, ye Alisene. Fahad, Chemist, good morning. Omukuru, Nandi agadde okwochayo. Nkoze ntya. Sikutegedde Jorem. Abantu bakendeze ne excitement while on the steering. You have your family on board. Why do you overspeed to up to level where you can't control? Yes, thank you, Dorothy. Because your accident ogira bakebenga brakes za good. Senga yabadde ta overspeeding. Emmotoka eyo yabadde esobola okugenda at least netomere muri ejiri maaso. Ne wataba wafa. Oshegera. Because you guys mark you. Emmotoka senga esula brakes za side ya driver. Bwosiba. Esibe dabweti because eno wabate wakolaki wabate wasiba esibe date okitegeera kitegeeza bwoba obadde ogenda like at 80 kilometers per hour. It's very easy for you to control your car. Guys, me I recommend that when you're driving obongo ku highway genda 80 kilometers per hour. Tewali kikuvuza mmotoka n'oyingira speed 120 banange 120 kilometers per hour is very high speed. Okitegeera tewali nsonga lwaki ovuga 120 kilometers per hour. Okitegeera do 80 kilometers. 80 kilometers per hour is very good speed, by the way. You get to where we want to go. Majority of the times mvuga na 60 kulwachi. In case of anything, I want to be able to control the car. From what I read, the family head was seated in another car. How do you put the life of your whole family in the hands of another young driver? Very sad. Anti alike abaddenga akikola. Nti oli abaddenga avuga family ye buli kiseera. Wakula Johnson, good morning. From Kapchora Highway, I know it's very complicated. The angles on that road require the driver to be very careful. No one should drive about 40 kilometers per hour on that road. Yes, Andrew, thank me. I've never been there. But since you're saying that it's complicated, then it means it's very easy for a car to overturn. And with the lack of stability of the Prado, for you guys that don't know, all SUVs are not stable. Okuja kunge moroke ina stability rating ya amanyi. But the Prado, we already all know that the Prado is very unstable. The Prado itself is very unstable. Kate moroka ange yeri unstable. Wacho jidduka. The driver was just 18 years. Kale ulira. Kate yomwana ate kukuba yabadde dduka nyo aba yabadde 18 years. Okitegeera. Nobody should negotiate a corner in more than 60 kilometers per hour. Anything more than that should be left to German sedans. Ate ni German is a nyini. Mujukira yari director wa Galaxy FM. Mujukira. Yari mu Benzi. Emoro kati ya overturning. Teyafa. Kati gwe you can imagine. Okudira omwana w'emyaka 18. And I think the government is very true. Tebakuwa driving permit ya taxi. Ngato munaweza myaka 25. They only give you a driving permit for a chigege, for a lorry, for a bus, after you're 25 years old, and after you have had a driving permit for more than 5 years, which means you have been driving for 5 years. So it means the excitement is out of your system, which means now they can give you a permit to drive more than 14 passengers. So me, I believe that Prado, the driver was overspeeding, and then he panicked. Whatever you do, put yourself in positions where you will not have to panic. Echintu chikuru nyo. Me, I try as much as possible to drive. Nze kati nkuba mwaka fananyi nga mfudde nga ndese ebirungi byensi eno byonna nga bagenda okunziika tewali kintu kyentya kunsinga kufa bannange. Kyemva mulaba nti ebintu byemwangana okwogerako sibyogerako na wano nkuba mwaka fananyi nga abasajja abannonye banzise. Okitegeera kati nga nfiira ki kansigale ndieko byendidde obensi tekulaakulana yemanyi obenguudo nvundu ze zimanyi tulizikola nga naffe tufunye omukisa. Okitegeera so kati nkubamu akafaananyi kambeere mulamu okitegeera kyeva mulaba nateekamu ne tiiti neŋŋamba abanoonya kabanoonye nga tebamanyi we banoonyeza okitegeera of course kati moroka bagenze bagiraba alaba naye era nayo nja gikyusa okitegeera because kati omukyalo ne yabadde atuguza ist 28 nga twagala 210 kati omukyala bambi kati munyiivu naye nga ate ekintu kyabadde kyangu omuntu mulonyeze 210 mulage difference ya 210 ne 28 so that person decides nti budget yange nemeseza okugula 210 kangule 28 naye kati gwe tosalirawo omuntu gwe osalewo ga sente zo ntono sina nsonga lwaki nkulaga 210 nga sente zigula 28 okitegeera. It does. You show them the 2010, and then they know the budget, how much money they need to buy 2010, and then show them the 2008, and then they know the difference in budget, so that if they can't afford the 2010, they accept on their own that, you know what, 2010 eganye kangule 2008. Okitegeera kati abantu abatayagala kukola bintu bwe bitu biri makubu matuufu batera okunyiiganyiigamu okitegeera. But anyway guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. You guys that are up country right now, you're going to come back home. Don't overspeed. Don't drink and drive. Don't panic. It is advised that if one is unexperienced driving on the road, should try to find a driver from the place to drive from the moment they join the Kapchora highway. Hey, sure. It's that bad. The road is that bad. But then there should be a sensitization drive to tell people the dangerous roads. I think like now Ministry of Works should be doing that thing where they sensitize people on the dangerous spots to drive. Like Kabale, ne Kabale tebaleta yo malala. You don't go with your malala in Kabale. Okitegeera. Because ne Kabale na yama kona manji. I remember the last time I was in Kabale, I was driving my Vitz, the old model of the Vitz. And I remember I would corner no ule morokange again kuganga chidaga, you need to drive at a low speed. After on the way to Kapchora, there is a place where with drivers who are hired because they understand the terrain. Are you sure, Council Patrick? I did not know. This is new to me. Driver buli chifa ku moto ko chiwulira ku steering kyagamba yavuze 1 kilometer nga tanamanya nti brake oba ku karuba kulaba kataala buli 30 kilometers kibira ku motoka. I mean, yeah, Joshua, because the Morocco is the brakes, or Prado tesobola kusuula brakes. No. Ate kati bwe mugamba nti ono omwami yabadde awa interview si yabadde avuga. Kakitegeeza byayogera naye yabadde tabimanyi. Ayogera bwogezi bye bamugambye. Because the Morocco is overturning, so many things can happen. Ne brakes zisobola okugwanga overturning. Okitegeera. It's a very serious accident. Kati wabasi yabadde avuga, brakes si ze zaagudde. This young man was overspeeding. And he panicked. I've never been to Kisoro, by the way, Andrew. Dr. Jonathan, that Land Cruiser is a death trap. I heard it was discontinued and recalled in Japan. Its body was on a Hilux surf frame and very unstable on the highway. These things have been said over and over, Dr. Jonathan, but people keep buying these Prados. Majority of people that buy those Prados buy them because right now you can buy it at a much more affordable price than other SUVs. Which again, I don't know why people are still buying those Prados. Ate Prado tenywera kukubo. Euguka exactly. Katene Morocco nodile Morocco etanywera kukubo. Nojiwa omwana omutaji vuge. Nga family yo yonna eri omu. You guys, actually for the guys, if you have money, ngo inamu ku sente. Family jigulire Volvo. Nga mwajivuga omunundi gumu mwaka. Jiteke wow if you have money. I find that even Kawundo might be more stable than the Prado. And also there are other stable cars. The VXs are stable. I tell us is a base. So gula Ronaldo million nga nsanvu. Ochitegera million nga 5. Ekozeko. Ochitegera the Ronaldos are much more stable on the road. Ochitegera. But also nzebisere mche chinti so kuvuga those highways okutwala family yange basema tugenda kutuwala nkatubere wakatubere safe. Ochitegera. But may God rest the souls of the guys that left. Kansome kumanya wano. Day 3 of reflection. Tomorrow we'll be doing D4. JK, Derek Lule, JK Dewe Yabasose, Solo Extra, Herbert, Clark Rhyme, Cosmas Agaba, Charles Walusimbi, Isaac Luyirika, Igasha Asraf, Bukenya Abi, Chris Fitness, Saidi Sentongo, Deep in Coffee, Kunsa Home Base, BTTV, Moses Heath, Tusime Eddie, Bika Gaetano, Balvids, Brian Wanyama, Bashir Mukalazi, Travel Life Vlog, Nicholas Kazibwe, Joseph Bali Kudembe, Access News, Dr. Daniel Ranga, Stephen Barunji, Steve Barros, Bridget Kakai, Chitumba Solomon, Bobo, Kutesa David, Mutumba Pade, Namatovu Viola, Mugalasi Joshua, Dorothy Namfuka Kambes, Jelaki Mose, Africa Karota, Namatovu Viola, Yegundi, Chitiamu Bwese Alisen, Fahad Kamisi, Jorem, Andrew Okuni, Vinny Katz, Wakula Johnson, Senkindu John, Tumbu Habiri, Griffin Ivan Kabonzi, Amina. Highway Temuzi Wabana, get a driver who has experienced, you pay him like 50K to save your life. Exactly. Actually, sometimes the people that buy cars, I normally to analyzing and we suggest, why don't you get a driver? Like you remember the lady I told you that bought a Nua. Driver na akutwale. Ida driver na musasura driver na akorachi. Na amutwala. So it's always important. Security first. Nenda mu mtu wa pitching parking abatu ku rujingiriyo nayo waliyo space nga nange nekuma ngabusenda birwamu si mu bubi sigama nti oba ki, but security first. But anyway, for the guys that are up country, don't overspeed. Maximum speed you should actually go, it should be 80. And every time you're entering a town, go below 50, because that's the rule, by the way. Go below 50, and if you come into a very populated area, drive below 30. You don't lose anything, by the way, because right now it's very few businesses that are making money right now. Businesses because right now people are preparing for school fees. Make us a video on stable cars. I'm going to work on that, Council Patrick. Thank you very much. So bagay kamba sibule kambeke emirimu gyenkola. You remember the inspection I did? I told you bajja abantu basatu wokusatu ne musasuza. So these people are supposed to come back today. Their program is, I don't know if they're going to come back today. Actually nze badde ngamba kubira tudda yoddi. So today morning I called the lady and hopefully they come. But before they come, kangide mu office njira mbaka emirimu gyenkola. Obulamu bugira butambula. I have to run some ads today for January. My business year 2024 to atandise daka to planning gira. Kati obulango bwa 2024 atandise do running. And if you have a business and starts working January, so you should be already strategizing for 2024. May God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Abari Mukamori, I don't take it for granted. If you're watching this video later on, you're watching a replay, or if you're watching it in 2024, thank you very much for the support. Boboda byobulango tonyiga chichi ngotya nnyo newe bakunonyanga nawe bakunonyanga sobbi oleka ababuroka bangambye ababuroka tebanjagala nti njogera nnyo amazima kati I try as much as possible to keep. Actually, nze moloka nge njivuga endabirwa muziri waggulu. Mvuga SC full time. Why? First of all, because this car, it's very few people that know it. Abantu benkoze nabo inspection ebibagimanyi. Era if I'm going to inspect a car for someone nga tugenda mbibande, I park my car far away ne tutambulawo. Why? I'm trying to keep anonymity with them. I think majorly that's the issue, but also when Alimo Corolla, almost so many people had known my car. It's not a very good thing. So that's why in Moroka sina chenaba gambi. Wachitegeera. Sina chenaba gambi. Because neri nayo bali batandise ogitegeera. Eri follower wange yajigula. So and then I got this one. So I'm trying to keep anonymity. That's why you guys don't know anything about this car. Yeah, it's also a Vitz, but nobody sagara to put it out there. There are times I drive my Corolla. Zija mwana nampa mune nechorongamu, but this one njagala ebere tebannonyanga sobbi, but I just want to keep a little bit of my privacy. It's bwe navuga nga korora nga abantu okumanya nga abantu baali baginoonya omuntu abeera ku buuda n'anuuka ati ensingo ng'anoonya Arthur wekitegeera naye n'omwana ono agivuga Uber yaŋŋambye abantu baginoonya naye kati I know it's going to come down bagenda bagivaako mpolampola because si gye ndimu. Anyway, guys, I wish you a very lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. It will be day 4 of reflection and planning. Hopefully tomorrow JK will share something with us. May God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.